And today I want to talk about the moon in a chart, specifically some very important moon yogas. And the first thing I want you to look at when you look at a chart is the moon isolated? Is it away from the other planets? Because when it's away from the other planets, it feels isolated. The moon needs to be by other planets. This gives a sense of connection. This gives a sense of feeling protected. So when you see the moon isolated, that's exactly the way a person will feel, isolated from the world, isolated from others, alienated sometimes. But the most important yogas with the moon are when they are surrounding the moon. So what I'm talking about is when you have planets in the second house from the moon or in the 12th house from the moon. These are the two important yogas to note today. And when it's second from the moon, it's called Asanafa yoga. The Asanafa yoga represents receiving wealth, receiving things, and it's all about how you will obtain and get things in your life. So the Asanafa yoga means that you must have, it's one of the 5 planets in the second house from the moon. If you have the sun or Rahu or Ketu there, this disqualifies it. Because what we're looking at in this case is when the moon is with Rahu or Ketu and the sun, we're looking at eclipses. And this is very detracting from the energy of this Asanafa yoga. So it must be either Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, or Saturn, second from the moon to have the Asanafa yoga. Also, if you have planets 12th from the moon, this is called the Anafa yoga. And Anafa yoga is about giving. It's like 12th house energy, but it's giving. 12th house we associate with loss, but in this instance, it's all about being generous and giving. So the Asanafa yoga is the same. It disqualifies it if you have the sun, Rahu, or Ketu. And it means if you have either Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, or Saturn, 12th from the moon. And even if it's a malefic, the moon needs to be surrounded by planets. It needs that support system. And remember, this is all about that people need other people. We need relationships. We need to feel connected. Because if we don't have others to share with, we feel isolated, alone, lonely, and this doesn't give the fullness and the happiness that we all seek in life. This means we must be associated and share with others. So when you have both the Asanafa and the Anafa yoga in a chart, together that means that you have the Duardra yoga. That means the moon's surrounded on both sides by planets. And Duardra is all about giving and receiving. So remember, the Asanafa is receiving while the Anafa is giving. So when you have this balance of giving and receiving, you have this full life. Remember, when we give, it comes back and we receive. So this is the power of the moon being surrounded by planets with the Asanafa, Anafa, that both together equate to the Duardra yoga in a chart. So you want to look for this. You want to look and see, is the moon supported? Is it surrounded and connected to other planets? This is powerful in terms of how a person feels in their life and prospers. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information, you can go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Thank you.